Hi, I'm Daniel, I'm a sleep physician, and if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. Today we're going to talk about Pexi Lopez's story. She had insomnia for 13 years, which she finally overcame by only spending 6 hours in bed and not caring whether she slept or not. I believe really that if you listen to this story, you can learn a lot of things that will keep you from going through 13 years of insomnia. Really excited to have you back here. And if you're new to the channel, then a big welcome to you, of course. I wasn't planning to make this second video. I uploaded one earlier today, but I really think this is super important. So I really wanted to get this out there as soon as possible. So again, Pexi Lopez commented on my video episode 71, in which I review this book by Sasha Stevens, The Effortless Sleep Method. And just a lot of things to learn from her journey. So let's jump right into it. And by the way, super thank you to you, Pexi, for sharing this. So 7 hours ago, Pexi wrote the following. You're welcome, Daniel. I had suffered with chronic insomnia for 13 years, starting at age 20. I eventually came across Sasha Stevens' book at some point. The one thing about her method that I don't completely agree with is the way she suggests to deal with the hyper-arousal at night. She advises to think positive and to set positive expectations for the night. She goes into greater detail about expectations in her book, The Effortless Sleepless Companion, the follow-up to the Effortless Sleep Method. She suggests that thinking positive and setting positive expectations for sleep replaces the fear and hyperarousal associated with going to bed. I tried the technique for 4 years and it led to kind of OCD. It was as if I became obsessed with positive sleep thoughts and affirmations, but the fear of not sleeping and hyperarousal would still arrive every night. I was fed up and decided to wake up at 5 a.m., go to bed at 11 p.m., and simply not care if I slept or not anymore. I remind myself that I'd make it through every miserable, exhausting day for the past 13 years, and if I don't sleep, I'll make it through the day just like many times before. So not sleeping isn't a big deal for me anymore, and it's why I no longer suffer from insomnia. Two big things here. Firstly, like, as you know, I really like Sasha Stevens' books. I generally think they are very good, but I've also noted that, it's a lot about these positive affirmations, think positively. And my good friend and colleague, Martin Reed, I remember us talking, he said, like, yeah, affirmations are good, effortless sleep, like, that's a good concept, but you have to, you can very rarely not do the sleep restriction, like bedtime restriction, And this is really an illustration of that. And then the second thing is exactly what Pexi writes here, something that I come across on like a lot of these Reddit posts when people say, I don't care anymore. If I sleep or not, I just don't care. People stop thinking about sleep and they sleep better. Like this kind of approach when people say, I just don't care anymore whether I sleep or not, is kind of the same thing that I always talk about, but in different wordings. I'm talking about like, don't be preoccupied with sleep. Try to think of something else. Stay active. But a lot of people express it just the way Pexi did, like just kind of almost like a resignation, but just like stop thinking about it and you sleep better. So I went a little bit back and forth with Pexi, and then finally I asked her, like, how are you sleeping today? And I wanted to read that answer as well. So 2 hours ago she replied, how am I sleeping? I sleep like a normal person again! Exclamation mark. I lost my life for 13 years and thought that torment would never end. Sometimes I can't believe it has. I don't have a sleep problem. It feels weird to say that, smiley. My life and health are right back to normal, and I'm looking forward to the future again. And then I asked her, like, what advice would you share? Advice I'd give a chronic insomniac a piece of reverse psychology. I tell him this: you're not going to sleep tonight, and you'll get through the day just fine, because a sleepless night isn't a big deal. I think this is fantastic advice. Like, listen to this, take it in. Basically what she's saying is, like, have no fear. Even if you don't sleep well, you will get through the night. It's no big deal. And like, when you don't fear sleeping, when you don't fear not sleeping, and when you're not preoccupied with sleep, when you're not trying to sleep, you will sleep much better. So I want to thank you again, Pexi, for sharing this, and I hope each and everyone listening to this found this helpful. As always, if you have questions, leave a comment or email me at daniel@insomniainsight.co, and hope to have you back here real soon. Until then, stay out of trouble.